Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So Ethereum is also following here the wave count. Both the bullish and the bearish one are currently followed, which makes those the current price movements very well predictable because they are moving in similar ways. Even there are critical levels that need to be broken to make one of these scenarios more likely and to invalidate one of them. But as long as this is happening, we can expect them to move together. That one of these moments at least was yesterday. So let's start first here. This is the bullish scenario where we assume that the low was already in. This is not my primary expectation. We're going to take a look at the bearish one as well. However, as I said in the Bitcoin video, I do actively consider that the low was already in. Because all price targets have been reached for Ethereum. It doesn't technically need to go lower and make another low, so we can be on high alert that the low is already in. And is, irrespective of that, I believe these are long-term accumulation phases anyway in which we are. So for now, we simply don't know, but and it doesn't need to make a lower low. But until we get above 1280, for me the bullish scenario is not yet confirmed. So I want to get above that level and substantially break it, which means not just touch it or something, or go above it in an hourly candle and then break down again. No, we need to be above it and hold it. But for now, what we can count from the low in a bullish scenario is here an impulse up, a corrective move down in a wave 2, an impulse up in another wave 1, moving down in a 2. We should now be in the wave 3 here. That should take us higher, much higher. I think it was around 1600 the target for that. But I told you yesterday that this here we could count 5 waves to the upside within that wave 3, which means that this is a first impulsive wave within that wave 3. And I gave you the target here a few days ago when we moved above that level here at 1130, that we would, with the highest likelihood, reach 1280. This is what happened, and perfectly actually. And I told you then yesterday that I now expect, because we can count 5 waves as complete, that we can now expect a strong move down here into the wave 2 area, because we can count this as a wave 1. And we are now on the way into a wave 2 target area here between the 61.8% FIB level and the 50% FIB level between 1106 and 1139. I believe when I told you that we were at around 1250, we have since dropped already quite nicely in line with expectations, around about 5%. Doesn't look like this move down is already finished. I think we should at least get to the 38.2% FIB level, so I'll make that temporarily a bit larger here, that wave, that target area. That is where the minimum, I would say, is for the wave 2 here, 1172. But primarily I would expect it to reach here the area between the 50% FIB level and the 61.8, so between 1139 and 1106. It can even go lower, but for now we are going to go with this area and see how the price is reacting to each of these FIB levels. Okay. This would be further confirmed below the wave 4 low here of 1180. If we go below that, I think this would accelerate the downturn. And from here then, Ethereum has another chance to go to the upside. Okay, so very important. That's Ethereum's bullish scenario, the bearish one. Here on the chart, Ethereum invalidated one of the likely bearish counts that you can see on the screen here yesterday, where we moved up in a, this was the bearish count that was invalidated, which is interesting. Bitcoin hasn't done this yet. So WXY, and then a 1 down, a 2 up, and we would now be in the wave 3 down. Now this is not possible anymore because it has invalidated it by going slightly above the previous high. So we cannot count this anymore as a 1 and a 2. Need to relabel this a little bit, but I told you already, should we, there's a couple of possibilities to still keep the bearish scenario alive, which is needed because, as I said, as long as we don't go significantly above 1280, we can't dismiss the bearish count, and it would still stay primary scenario. So there's still a couple of options here. I could say, all right, we have it like that. WX and a large wave Y, absolutely possible. Absolutely valid, possible. One scenario. Other scenario, W, X, Y, X, Z. In the end, they would lead to the same result. Doesn't make it different which one we would go with here. In the end, all of these assume as well that we're now in an impulsive sell-off to the downside. And this is where, yesterday I told you from here, I do expect lower prices. I did tell you in the bullish scenario, I do expect lower prices. But here's where they will move away from each other again, these scenarios. In the bullish one, I will expect a reversal, ideally in the target area to the upside. Here in the bearish one, I would expect a strong move down now, taking out ultimately the swing low here of the wave X and the wave Y at around $1,000. I would not expect this in the bullish scenario. So if we go below 1,000, the bearish one gets much more likely, and that we will then also move below the 880 level. Yeah, but you can see already where it's getting difficult when we now move down here in a wave 1. We will also move up in a wave 2. Now this will again be difficult to detect, a 1 down and a 2 up. Whereas here in the bullish one, we are moving down in a wave 2 and then we'll move up in another wave 1. So again, there is now a move down expected and a move up. Where it will then move away from each other is this next wave to the upside going to be higher than the previous one? Or do we just make a wave 2 to the upside and then crash down? So I'll keep a close eye on that for you. For now, we're focusing on those lower prices, getting here into this target area between 1106 and 1172, which we're currently following nicely. All right, and that is my view about Ethereum. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.